Department of Justice released a memo over the weekend revealing it had finished its review of the Jeffrey Epstein files and that there's just really nothing to see there. The memo claimed, quote, "This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." Well, that's weird, since MAGA World has been claiming for months that it was Democrats in the Justice Department protecting their own by covering up Epstein's crimes and accomplices. Epstein was, of course, a notorious sex trafficker with enormous wealth and connections to elites all around the world, from business and academic leaders to royalty to U.S. presidents like Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. In fact, Trump and Epstein were very close. They hung out together and partied together with young girls. There's even video of it. Look at those guys just being creepy as hell. Trump once said of Epstein that he's known him for 15 years and that he's a, quote, terrific guy. He added of the child sex trafficker, quote, "He's a lot of fun to be with. And he's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." Many of them are on the younger side. Yeah, Donald Trump should have never been considered a reliable person to get to the bottom of the Epstein case for obvious reasons. But his allies tried to keep the charade going. Earlier this year, Attorney General Pam Bondi released what she claimed were the Epstein files in the form of binders to a group of freak right-wing online influencers as part of a propaganda stunt. It was quickly learned that everything in the binders was stuff that had already been released to the public. Later, Bondi went on Fox News and made this claim.
And this is something Donald Trump has talked about. The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive.
So a couple months ago, the Epstein client list was sitting on Pam Bondi's desk. But today, there's no such thing as an Epstein client list. Interesting. Was Bondi lying then, or is she lying now to protect her boss? All of this is also very awkward for FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino. He spent years hyping up on his podcast what he claimed was an Epstein conspiracy at the very top. He built an audience with it, made a lot of money doing it, and rose to a level of prominence that he was then able to leverage into a position working at the FBI. The Washington Post quoted Bongino from a January 2024 episode of his podcast talking about Epstein. Bongino said, quote, "Ladies and gentlemen, it has been speculated by many people who are extremely credible, including multiple sources to others and to me, one I spoke to directly, that there are multitude of tapes." Bongino was talking about tapes of associates of Epstein's abusing young girls. The outlet added that, quote, "A bit later, Bongino played a clip in which a journalist said she was 100% convinced that Epstein was killed because he made his whole living blackmailing people." Bongino told his audience that these claims were super important, adding that he'd heard the same thing from another reporter. The FBI director himself is also tainted by this. Here's Kash Patel appearing on serial plagiarizer Benny Johnson's show back in February 2023, accusing Democrats in the FBI of protecting pedophiles by not releasing the Epstein client list.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list, they're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Oh, you mean like your boss, the President of the United States? Patel and Bondi also released what they claimed was surveillance video from outside Epstein's jail cell on the night he allegedly killed himself. The video was meant to prove that Epstein did in fact kill himself and that no one snuck in there and murdered him. The video does not show anyone entering or leaving his cell, yet even as the New York Times reported, the video also had a full minute missing from the footage, with no explanation provided as to why, which is pretty weird. Look, did Epstein kill himself? I don't know. I do know that elements across the political divide associated with him and even helped to protect him when his crimes came to light, either because of his wealth and status or because some other thing was going on, including the possibility that Epstein was an asset of U.S. or Israeli intelligence. Former U.S. attorney in Miami who prosecuted him the first time, Alex Acosta, said he was told Epstein was not to be touched because he was intelligence. I also know that multitudes of evidence was collected when his trafficking ring eventually was taken down by the feds. I know lots of women have come forward talking about their abuse by Epstein and other powerful people. And I know Epstein's closest associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, is in prison after she was convicted in 2021 of sex trafficking underage girls. Given that no one else has ever been charged, the position of the Justice Department right now is that Epstein and Maxwell abused and trafficked girls to no one. Bondi, Patel, Bongino, they all spent years styling themselves as some kind of pedo hunters. And then, as soon as they joined Team Trump in the White House, they turned into collaborators. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. Also, if you want to see Means Morning News in its complete form, not just the clips we post here, head on over to Means TV and get access to all our new episodes and our entire backlog, plus tons of other great movies and original TV shows.